I'd like to call up our hero, Dr. Glenn Kinley.
Looking like new money.
Huh? What happened? Sure don't. Never like those things anyway. So it messes up my pulpit performance. Thank you. You know what I mean? Now, this is one time I'm trying to mess around and calm down. Yes, sir. After the song. And I hope that you enjoyed or got something out of it to the extent where we may come to a definite conclusion that we will be what we should be.
Yes, sir.
And I often think about just before Yahweh led them on over into Canaan land, the promised land. He rehearsed the whole matter about him being in Egypt, delivering. And then he gave them what you might descriptively call a choice. Yes, I said descriptively. Concluded by saying for him and his house, right, he was going to serve Yahweh. Now, quite a number of years ago, I had come to that for me and my household, I'm going to serve Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
And I know that it hasn't always appeared that way to others, in that they don't view the manifestations in the same way I do. Yes. And that has always caused conflict. And I thought, as the other speakers were up, I have been given permission to tell you some of the things that I held below these many years.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
And I'm not telling you not to teach it
Right.
no more. You'll discern who, when, where, and how. But it's those kind of things that got Messiah crucified. So we have this assurance now. It's Satan's turn now, it's not ours.
Right. Yeah.
The founder used to say that. Said, now, you crucified me back there, but it ain't my turn no more. Right.
Come on. Fire it up.
Now, it's one thing to say that. And it's another thing to come to the absolute and profound understanding of what we're talking about. Now, I tried to get you to understand the things that's in the textbook and try to keep you abreast of what I'm trying to write. And it's a hard job.
Yes.
Now, what makes it hard is not that I don't know,
That's right. Right.
but having had, for sake of illustration, a carnal mind, then I know the way it thinks.
Right.
And you try to put things where they can't take it any other way.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
In other words, even when you read it, you take it captive against your own with.
Come on.
So,
Yes.
now, I'd like to show you some of the problems that we have. Notice I said we have. I don't have it anymore. In that Yahweh has given me you and you to me. And we must be one. You see? Now it has to be that if anybody asks us anything that we don't know, then we have to be willing to admit it. And not feel belittled or shamed or rejected. In other words, you just don't know till Yahweh shows you. You follow me? And that's just something he hadn't shown me yet. Whatever that is.
Fair enough.
But as much as in me is.
Yeah.
You see? I stand ready to preach that.
That's strong.
You see? And that's the spiritual makeup you must have. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
Backing down off of nothing or nobody. See, this is one thing we don't have to take the back seat on.
All right.
Everybody's riding up front with the ball.
All right.
Same room for everybody.
That's right.
Now, what brought it to my attention is Dr. McCrae was up. And what I've been trying to do, and I sit there and I wrestle at home, wrestle with it and wrestle with it. And a lot of things that you know is true is not even written.
That's right.
You follow? And what you do find that's written is out of context.
Yeah.
You follow? Then somebody, and this is what I always fear. You see? That someone's going to say, that's you and your idea. So then the pattern has to be dictated in such a way that they can't miss it.
All right. All right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? When it's just a generality of what I'm saying. Now, here's what I mean when I say this. Now, there are many people in Christendom through their pious ass attitude.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying it like I mean it.
Yes, sir.
You know what pious means? Hypocrite.
All
Putting
right.
on air.
All right.
You see? And they've made asses out of themselves. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
They said if I'd have been back there, I would have never crucified Jesus. Now, what he's trying to do is show some kind of love for this man called Jesus. And he'd be far, his moral conduct and mannerism is above ever having any part with killing Jesus.
Oh my God.
Get on.
Other folks say, if I'd have been at it, I wouldn't have. Get it now? Not understand there's a purpose going on
Right.
here.
Right.
You see?
Yes.
That's how we miss a whole lot of what is Yahweh showing me.
Right.
You see? Now I said the other night, whatever he shows you, it must fit everybody.
Right.
Right.
Then that makes him the archetype, original pattern in every one of us.
Right.
Not the origination of what you think and what this one thinks, you see? It has to be the original forethought manifest. And that's what he's come to do, to reconcile the world back into that everybody has the same spirit mind. I'm trying to use words now.
Yes.
Or come to the same understanding.
All right.
You follow? Now, I said this to put it down by the pattern. If the pattern dictates here, you follow?
Yes.
There is a death, then there's no way he can get back.
Right.
Except he be crucified. You see?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Now the mystery in it, I've said it before, the mystery in it, he's putting death to death.
Yeah.
He is not dying. You see? The life cannot die.
That's right.
Cannot.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
If life can die, then you're not the resurrection.
That's right.
You see? And we don't understand these deep esoteric secrets. You follow me? How Yahweh can permit a thing.
Right.
You see, or play all the roles that we
Right.
that want to know might understand.
That's it.
Well said.
Sometimes this tears flow. If we could just see Yahweh have somebody do this, just nasty.
Yeah.
No way out of the way to say it. Just nasty.
Yes.
Uncouth. No remorse.
Yes.
So you can see just the opposite of what he is.
That's beautiful. Yes, it is.
You look at this, I don't want no part of it. And you can't say, I'm glad Yahweh didn't make me like you.
No.
But then come to the conclusion that you don't ever want it.
That's right.
You understand? Now, so I'm saying, if he's going to descend, now, let me say this, the pattern comes from him, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
This is not a Mosaic pattern.
Right. See?
You follow me?
That's right.
So like we call it the Mosaic law. I'm damn if it is.
That's right.
Somebody said, Noah's Ark.
Right.
Solomon said, no. You see? We're not saying Noah didn't build it. You get it now? Or more proper than Yahweh in Noah built it.
That's right. Right.
You see? Made him to understand the vision by getting up in it. You see?
Yes, sir.
Now, see, that's how we miss it a whole lot of times. And we don't understand the psychological aspects of the pattern. You know what I mean? Psychology is not necessarily something physical.
All right.
You see? It's your interpretation of things you don't understand. And they reflect themselves through your body. You see? It's like a hypochondriac.
Right.
You follow me? He's not sick. You follow me? But in his mind, and it will actually produce symptoms.
Yeah.
But let him tell you.
Right. That's right.
And all the doctors can do, all the studying you do, take blood tests, and you ain't got what you say you got.
Right.
You don't have it. You get it now? Now that's just as real to him. You get it?
Yeah.
You follow me? Just as this doctrine is just that real to you.
Yes.
You get it now? Now, what I'm after is, if we come down by the pattern, all the things in the creation could not come forth till after his resurrection.
Right.
Got it now? Now that's played out down here. That many of the sons that slept in the dust of the earth rose before he was risen.
No.
Big part.
Ain't nobody gonna buy that now. You see? Till after his resurrection.
That's right.
Now even with the high priest, we'll show you how to look at that. See, the high priest, when he goes in, he cannot raise Israel from that condemnation till after his resurrection. That's right.
True sight.
That's right.
And now you ask some of the other students, how do you get after his resurrection in this place? You can't do it. But I'm the dummy. You see? To let them tell it. You see? You got it now? Oh, well, I'm after something. It was after his resurrection in the flesh that he gave knowledge, you see, to the man called Adam. Now you have to use that kind of expression to get you to see something. And when you already know who Adam is now. So permit me to step down a little in order we can explain it. So then Adam could not become knowledgeable until after the resurrection of him in him. You see? Get it now? Get it now? When you talk about blowing the breath of life into his nostrils, it's when he imbued him with all the attributes and expounded upon them.
Yes.
You understand? He preached the gospel in Adam.
Okay.
Now, these are some things I've been wanting to talk about. Great. Dad keeps talking about when you go talk about it. He said, when you going to do it? I'm doing it now. Been doing it almost ever since we've been here in Florida. See, now all I've been doing, somebody said, well, yeah, ain't nothing new. What I try to take what you know and grow. It ain't that you don't know, but you can't prove it. You see? Till you've shown how to prove it.
All right. That's right. That's right there.
And though you cannot prove it, in all its ramifications, does not deny that you know Yahweh.
All right. Yeah.
But you must know it to the extent that you convince the king, say.
Yes.
Get it done? Now, so in this, then he has it in a figure now, die to this state.
Yes.
And become submissive to himself in this state.
Well said. Well said.
Get it done? Now, so all the pattern, as you descend, see, this is just a continuation, or more correctly, as I tried to show you the other night, and I'm not going to go over it, just take this as heaven. You see? Anything that takes place in heaven must manifest.
That's right.
You see, on earth.
Yes.
Now that's where Paul penned one of the greatest statements in the world. Written by the Bible. For all that may be known of you.
Right.
Somebody said, I can't see this. You get it now?
Yes.
Well, how do you see it? Take these things. And it clearly tells you what that is.
All right.
You got it now? Now watch. This is one that they shut me up at Riverside. That was formerly 1040. The people sitting up, when they heard this great Dr. Glenn Kinley. Now I'm saying it because that's their opinion.
Yes.
Go read for me. And, you see? You just see. Just pay that a bit of attention.
Right.
Went up and told you people exactly what Yahweh shows me.
All right.
Now, folks, that's all you got to do.
Right.
Now, if anybody's going to save, it's going to be saved through that.
Right.
You can't deal. Why are you looking at me all these? What I ever do to you? I don't even know your name. Can't you get somebody up on the front here with some smile? All you ugly folks moving the back. And then, I'm talking about the ugly in disposition. You don't have time to do that. You can't get what Yahweh said to you, fool, and something like that. So just take that and turn them into smile. This is all I did. Just take this, which is this part of the chart that you know. Elohim. And by him, a whole innumerable company of angels came. Right? Just take that and put a coat of flesh. This is Elohim. This is Adam. You see? Now mind you, all the time I'm showing and proving this, these folks that got these evil looks is beginning, Yeah. Then Satan rolls up showing up. Bing!
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that son. What son are you talking about? Yeah. You talking about the son you've always hated? You get it now? When you came whipped, that's the son you talking about? Now all that he said, he couldn't prove it.
That's right.
And been trying to be like this all along. Well, you see, an open, Don. As Dr. Glenn Kinley said. He can't draw on nothing now. And every time they say that, look out, the punch is coming. Ha! You wouldn't have known that, folks. Now look, folks. The charts that you see in other schools look like this. Right, Donald? Right, Lou?
Yes, sir.
Every one of them has this first. Right.
That's right.
I mean, no matter what school you go to. I don't care what they teach you. Their charts stand behind them. Right. You see? On the wall, starts out like this.
That's right.
Now, this is what you got prior to that. Moses alone.
Yes. Come on.
And by himself shall come up under me.
That's right. Speak it.
Follow? And Yahweh caused a deep fleet to fall over Moses.
Come on, Dad.
It took him on out of that body. You understand? And commune with him in the spirit, as Dr. McCrae said. You don't know of anybody. You understand? They can be still, not eat, battle not, do nothing for 40 days and 40 nights. They can do it, but we talking about and live. You see? And waking right back up in the same time. You see? Same location by which he took him out of the body. He didn't come out, like time warp, like, where am I? Took him back in, in other words, Moses got hung up back in this city. Wondering where Israel was, and brought him. Where'd they? No, brought him right back out in the proper sequence. Talking about space travel. That time, Yahweh knows how to do it. You know? Oh, there's so many beautiful. But let me try to drive at this point and show you. Remember, I'm trying to talk about the problem I got. And I want, after I finish, I'm going to have it read and see if you see the mistake in it. That's your job. That's everybody's job here tonight. Okay? See if you can discern the mistake. Now, and it's in the Bible. Okay. People always say, it's in the Bible. I'm talking about idea more folks. It says in the Bible. I want to tell somebody, I don't give a damn what it is. I really don't. Listen, let me tell you something. Don't you know Moses didn't need me to see this?
Right. Come on, Dan.
And he sure didn't need no writers to back it up.
That's right. That's good.
Get it now? They sabotaged over the years his writing, but they never sabotaged what was in it.
No.
All right.
You follow? They sabotaged the Bible, as we know now. They sabotaged the book Doc wrote. But I bet damn if you sabotaged the vision Revelation he had.
Right.
It still stood bad.
Yeah.
You get it now?
Absolutely.
It had to for you to come to.
That's right. That's right.
No mistake.
Now I'm showing you, as I begin to prove, as Paul said, prove all things which are acceptable unto Yahweh.
Yes.
Hold fast
Yeah.
to that which is good. You get it now? So then to finish it up for Jim and the others, if Yahweh is bringing forth an innumerable company of angels in this incorporeal state, there's no wonder that Adam has to be the first man that generates all the innumerable company of men.
Right.
Logical question. Somebody says, is heaven populated? Simplicity is earth?
Right. Right. Yeah. Come on.
You see? You know heaven is populated because earth is.
Right.
See? Well, our problem is to find out populated with what?
All right.
See, that's what we want. What is it populated in heaven and on earth with? And it goes back, it's with this.
That's right.
You get it now? Now, so then I showed you after his resurrection, he infused or taught Eve.
Yeah.
Even while yet in it. Don't touch the tree. Did it now?
Right.
Yes.
But it was after his resurrection. That's the cardinal point. You get it now? Are you listening?
Yes.
And when he says that, he is not, I don't care how you look at it, in the flesh.
Go ahead. Right.
I mean, with a physical body on, he is not in the flesh.
Right.
Yeah. Get it now? Anybody need any further explanation of that? For fear and to help it out. When he was yet a physical man, just look at him as a physical man, with this ear. Get it? That he was not what physical men think, act, and do. You get it now? His state was above that. For example, you put a naked man and a naked woman in one place, nobody around. Go. But in that state, never a minute. Get it now? What shows it gives you a clue what nothing physical about. That is to say, I'm repeating, nothing physical that they thought of.
All right.
Even when it came to the tree, it wasn't nothing physical.
All right.
You see? They thought she was caused to think, because I want to move, that if she ate that, she would become spiritually wise.
Okay, go ahead.
Get it now? So when you say wisdom, you're still talking about fruits of the Spirit. You see?
All right.
Get it now? Just like we think eating crackers and grape juice is going to make us white. It didn't do it back here.
All right. All right.
What makes you think you're going to get any better down here? You see? You follow the continuity thought now? Now what? Noah built an ark after his resurrection.
Right.
Now his resurrection was to accept whatever Yahweh told him to do. You get it now? That was his resurrection. Be obedient to the heavenly vision he received.
Yes.
Get it now? And see, and some of them, when I bring this out, as McCrae said, that a lot of times going back to this, we catch on to things we hadn't seen. But Noah is building this, the angel showed him how.
Yes. Right. Yes.
I don't mean told him, I said showed him. You understand?
Yeah. All right.
Talk with him and give him the, say, he didn't just say build a boat. Okay. He could went out there and build a canoe. Somebody said, oh no, that ain't it, man. But he gave him the specifications.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And he built it exactly. Now watch. This is what we say. Proving it all the way down. Yahweh evidently was pleased. Now I'm starting here now.
Right.
With this, or he never would have created everything by it.
All right.
Get it now? Follow?
Yes.
Evidently he was pleased when he made this man, or he never would have got it.
Right. All right. Right. Right.
You follow? Now, what do you bring that up for, Glenn? See, you always talk about, and when they built the tabernacle, that cloud descended.
Yes.
And made it ran it. Well, hey, it made it ran it into it.
Right. Right.
It made it all through here and into that. You follow? In other words, this is a focal point. Hello? You see? But there's stories in your Bible where the angels come out and then they look both ways and then they proceed.
Yeah.
You follow? You know why they did that? They looked from beginning to end and saw this line up and they proceeded.
Right.
That's why they did that. So this is the focal point. You get it? Where you see this and look, see the fish down here. See the fish over here.
All right.
If it does, proceed on.
All right.
If it don't, hold it.
All right.
Got something wrong.
All right.
Isn't it? That's the meaning of why it's written by what the angels did. You see, in certain episodes. That help a little bit? Yeah. And I showed you this here. That this high priest could not make no atonement for Israel till after his resurrection.
Right.
Which is saying he had to be forgiven first.
Right.
You see? And mind you, he's just like this is back here.
Speed.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? He ain't got no sin. No, the Levitical priesthood did not have any sin. I'm talking about true priests now. No, they didn't understand, but they sure ain't got no sin. You see? Other than what they accepted to do according to the priesthood. You get it now? Why? Because, see, this one ain't got no sin. You know, other than that which he took upon himself for me. And listen, when he takes it upon himself, you see, it means to resolve it.
Yeah.
Not carried anywhere.
All right.
That's another thing about that. When he takes upon the sin, let's say for instance, I need a light bill paid. Right? You say, well, give it to me, and since you ain't got, I'll pay it
Right.
for you.
Right.
Right? Then that means it's out.
That's
They
right.
can't come back on me about that same light bill.
That's right.
So when you took it and resolved the matter.
That's right.
Now you understand what I'm talking about? That is the purpose of taking it. Resolving it. Now if you've got the money to pay the light bill, and I don't, then evidently you got something to do it with that I don't have.
Go on.
Wow. That's right.
Did it? So evidently Adam had something to resolve with that Eve didn't have, not that state.
That's right.
Get it now? See, we've been manifesting those same principles one with another, helping each other out, and didn't know why we were doing it. See, my light bill about to be turned off is not your responsibility. You see, so if you pay it for me, it's out of the goodness or out of the greatness.
All right.
You see? That I be not in the dark.
That's right.
You get it? Messiah died that we walk no more in the dark.
That's right. That's right.
You got it now? You follow me so far?
Yeah.
Then Noah and his family could not enter to the ark till after he was resurrected.
That's right.
Then he in turn resurrected the ark.
Yes.
You see? So the ark raised with the folks in it is just like him being raised and all the rest of the body.
All right.
You knew this all along. When you was able to go back and forth like that. See, that's why I say I try to teach you where nobody can fool you. I want you to get to the state where even you can't fool you.
Yeah.
See, now what I mean with that word, no, it can't be because it don't fit that. Well, I'd like, but it just won't.
That's right.
No, that ain't gonna work. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, so now, Moses, he till after he was risen.
That's right. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And this is where he was resurrected.
All right.
This is the vision before this one.
Yes.
This is what prepared him for this.
That's right.
You get it now? So look, what you're receiving now is the vision before the universal revelation.
Right. All right. Oh, man.
So that's how you see Moses had a vision and a revelation. Here's the vision and here's the explanation of it.
Yes.
Follow me so far? Now, I'm going this way to prove it and highlight it. Now, Messiah comes in, right?
Yes, sir.
He's got to follow this same procedure.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Meaning, he has to obey the law he set up.
Yes.
He cannot deviate nor digress from it.
Right.
Why? Because in it, salvation is accomplished.
Yes. Right.
You follow? He's not dying to die. You see? But to put death to death.
That's right.
And right behind it, bring immortality to life.
Wow. Yes.
See, well, let me move. Now, it was when they were in this middle part. You see? Now, what I mean by the middle part, by the pattern, see, just like all of us sitting out here, if we were watching a high priest, and he was on the other side of this veil, we wouldn't see no angel.
That's right.
We see the blue, purple, and scarlet. But the minute we step through this first veil, we see angels.
Right.
You get it now?
That's right.
You follow me so far? And so in this state, so he began to reveal himself.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Or let me say it another way. All the time they were in Egypt, collectively speaking, nobody knew but Moses.
All right. Yes.
You follow?
It's all right there.
Even Aaron didn't know.
No.
You see? In other words, all I'm saying to you is when Moses was alone and by himself here.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Yes.
Aaron wasn't there.
That's right.
You follow? Now what Moses was instructed to do of Yahweh to do was to go forth and teach his brother
Yes.
what he had chosen relative to delivering Israel out of Egypt. I said it synonymous terms so you may catch on. Moses taught his brother.
Yes.
Abel, you understand? Taught Cain. And Cain would listen no more so than Aaron did. Thus the prophecy, the younger shall serve the older.
Oh, yeah.
Get it now? Oh, well, let me.
No. Come on with it.
I can't help it if I know all right. That way just follow. You listen, he's qualifying.
That's right, right now.
Get it? See, now you read the story, you think you're talking about something out of the ground and some lamb. You understand?
Yeah.
You won't take that. You don't look at nothing spiritual as to why. You know? That Yahweh would accept the lamb. And why not something from the ground? See, Abraham has not gone back.
Right.
At that time.
Right.
Get it now? So he did what he said. Oh, ain't no. Let me
Can you repeat what you just said?
Huh?
Would you repeat what you just said? We didn't hear that.
That even Adam hadn't gone back to the dust earth at the time this happened. So there wasn't nothing in the ground that Yahweh would accept.
All right.
Get it now? The only man that he created from the dust earth, using this according to the vision now, was Adam. He hadn't died, so what the hell's in there that I would want?
All right.
You understand that? Well, he gonna run ahead. Now, I could draw it out. See, there's a difference. The principles say, but there's a difference between Noah and a couple of his sons. You see? You see? If Cain wanted to expose his father's naked, so it doesn't say that. See? But also something out of the ground, you see? He thought that he could goad Adam into doing something. You follow me? That would expose him.
Same principle.
Right. All right. You follow?
Dan, when you say expose him, you mean to show who he was?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
See, remember Messiah came in and finally, he told them before he crucified who he was. Then he told them, don't tell nobody. Because it's going to listen. Why don't you just tell? Why wouldn't we tell everybody? Because nobody don't believe you till after the resurrection. Get it now? What are they going to believe about me telling who I am and I'm not risen yet? They ain't going to believe you.
No.
Even you're struggling with it.
Yeah.
A lot of times he said to them, I go away. You see? And you know the way in which I go. They said, Master, how is it that we know the way? No, not the way. They forgot. He told, I am. You know me, don't you? You understand? If you know me, you know the way, because that's what I am, the way.
Yes, Dad.
You see it now?
Yes, Dad.
See, you know who this is.
Yes.
By the Spirit, you know the way.
Yes.
See, and even in knowing the way now, ain't nothing I can come up and say, well, now, the pattern really wasn't true. Not with all, I ain't showed you the proof of it.
Right.
See, now, I may say it's not true, but I can't take the proof away.
Right. No. Right.
You get it now? I said, well, it's 27-fold. They don't make an atom 27-fold.
Right.
See? You get it now? That don't change nothing. Get it now? Now, let me get on. Well, I'm not going to be much longer. I tried to show it after his resurrection. Right? Now, here's Abraham. Right? Let's drop and get another. Offered up Isaac. Isaac didn't understand the sacrifice till after his resurrection. Get it? See? But Abraham was the resurrection.
Yes.
Oh. Now listen, this is what goes on in this episode. In part, I don't have time to spend it all. Abraham tells his servant, you tarry here, not for me. See? Now, like you're my son. And Yahweh told me, take you up here, and he would point out the place I was to crucify. Okay. Now, I got these two over here, men,
Right.
as my servants. And I tell them, you tarry here for us till I come back. That's what he should have said.
Yeah. Right.
According to common understanding. But he said, you tarry here for us.
Right.
Till we come back. Knowing. See, that this man, that his son, he was going to put to death. Get it now? But see, he couldn't have known that, until after Abraham's resurrection. In that he counted. Yahweh gave me a son. Against all obstacles. Surely he can raise him from the dead. So then he uttered, carry here for us till we come back. And how far did he go? 3 days journey.
All right, then. All right, then.
3 days journey. Let us. Are we doing any good? Yes. Now, let me get down to the case. So now we see all these places, right? Looking back and forth. Then we proceed on. Now I taught you what the angel says, that's what you are now.
Yes, sir.
Yahweh has reconciled man and angels into one embodiment. Not tonight, but here. That's where he's doing it at. So it's an old story. We say that the purpose of Yahweh is to, you see. But he's already done it. You see, when Yahweh done this, the purpose was finished.
Yes.
All you see is played out now what went on. Okay. You see that? Same thing when Yahweh said, make me an ark. As far as he was concerned, it was the end of it. So, when he said, Moses, I want you to go down. As far as he was concerned, he's gone down and they were gathered around the mountain. You understand? But he waited. When he got in the wilderness, he didn't tell them no more. So we talk about ask me, hey, you messed up.
Right.
You get out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I ain't going nowhere. See, when Israel done this, Joshua stayed there with him.
Right.
You sure couldn't lay it to his charge.
That's right.
Didn't know? But he stayed right there with him 40 days, 40 years. Right there with him. Then I heard an idiot say, Moses wasn't permitted to go into Canaan land. He beat everybody to Canaan.
That's right.
They didn't get to hear in a figure till 40 years later. You understand what I'm saying? Then when Yahweh's about to bury him, Moses, the age of 120. So then again, Israel cannot go through the Red Sea or the resurrection or after the death of Moses or till after his resurrection. See? And he witnessed that what he saw concerning Israel was true. Right. Because he saw that in the wilderness and the kingdom set up before they crossed.
Right. River Jordan.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. Now, where I'm writing at in the book, see now, these are the things that I'm sitting there trying to write. Now, I don't know what time I was called on that, and I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm just making a true statement. I don't know what time I was called on. But from that time I was called on to 10, 12, according to my watch. What you got? 13. You see? Okay? 10, 12, or 13. You see? I've been trying to lay a groundwork to explain this one thing. Did you know?
Right.
So now, am I supposed to write all this?
Right.
Did you know? To try to explain something I want to explain here?
Yes.
Now here's what I'm trying to get to so you'll understand the problem. They've got even in other schools, they've got the veil coming out the tabernacle or the temple when Yahweh was crucified. It's in your Bible there. The veil was rent in twain.
Right.
This veil.
Yes.
Between the holy place and the most holy place was rent in twain, or burned up. You see?
Uh-huh.
So when he was crucified. That's not true. See? Now we talked about this step, and this is the veil right here. Is the veil of the flesh.
That's right.
Get it now? So when he's crucified, he's still got it on.
Right.
You see?
Right.
You follow?
Right.
When he raised from the dead, that body was dissolved.
Now.
Then that veil comes out.
Yeah.
Right. I appreciate it.
Yes.
And the high priest Zachariah was standing there looking right at it.
Yeah, he was.
So now look, folks, if you know, you see, as Paul said, I speak to them that know the law.
Yeah.
If you know what time the high priest had to be standing here under the law, then you would know what time the resurrection took place.
All right.
See, in other words, Yahweh had him stand right in the right place
Yes, he was.
where he couldn't miss it if he tried.
Right in front of him.
You know. Oh, well, but he stand right there, at the altar and sees it. Sets the censer down and walks out and never went back.
All right.
Retired.
Who told him to retire?
All right.
He was imbued to know when that veil was gone, it was over with.
Yeah.
This flashy stuff is over with.
All right.
It's like Jerry said again tonight, dragging something on over.
Uh-huh.
Didn't I? Oh, we don't. Now, let me get down to it. Well, let me just go at it. Now, this was the test or the curriculum
Okay.
as a school for you to discern with what I showed you.
All right.
Luke 24:44. And while you're getting that, this is what I'm trying to do. Yahweh spoke, listen, the Old Testament into being.
Yes.
And while he spake, so then maybe I can clear this one up. See, these Ten Commandment laws were not laying up there in Mount Sinai from the Genesis.
Right.
Been laying there from from Genesis 1:1 to way down to Moses. So when Yahweh is speaking from the top of the mountain, they were being simultaneously etched in tables of stone. See, which then proves there was spirit law before the physical. Get it now? But when he spoke to Israel simultaneously, they were etched or written in tables of stone. See? Now, if Moses is down at the foot of the mountain, when he's speaking, then he's not out of context to say, come up and get the law that I've already written.
Right.
You see? Because you understand, Moses down there while he's speaking. You see? You got it now? But I don't want you to think that these laws were laying up there all this time.
Right.
So Yahweh had somebody come up and get them. Yeah? Now the case in point. Robert. See, if they were in this state, you see, the wilderness is equivalent to the upper room. See that? Not down here.
Right.
In the upper room.
Right.
Now the upper room does not look like the wilderness.
Right.
You see? That's what makes Yahweh perfect a mystery. but the principle remains the same. It expects my upper room.
Yes.
It doesn't say ground floor.
That's right.
It doesn't say third floor. You see? It says upper room. See now? Which this, if you look at the pattern, this is the court round, this is upper room.
Yes. Yes.
Or the middle compartment. See that now?
Yes.
So now they're in the upper room here, which is equivalent. Now somebody said, well, wait a minute. How would you reconcile wilderness with wilderness? Good question. They were wandering.
Yes. Right.
What is the purpose of Yahweh? You know? How can these things, just like they're wandering around here? You know what I mean?
Right. Very good.
Oh, man. How can these be? You're wondering. Said I not? Why are you marveling? Because I said. You're wondering about it. Yes? They're in the fog, they're in the wilderness about it. You understand?
Yes.
I marvel how Yahweh can take that same principle beginning to end.
Right.
And ain't no way you're going to look at this land wasted, you understand? Desert. You understand? And hook it up with this room up here.
No.
No. Take Yahweh to show you those things.
That's right.
Yeah. Now read. Oh, now, what I was trying to do is finish it up real quick. What I'm trying to do is show how the Old Testament came in. While he yet spake.
Right.
Here, it was recorded simultaneously. You see? And he wrote it in Moses, and Moses taught the people. You got it?
Yes.
Now, I'm trying to reconcile these two events in writing. And the thing I have to go to, it don't help me none. Now, let me show you right quick. Before you read Luke 24:44, read Acts, the 2nd chapter. Let's move now, because we got about 5 or 6
Acts
more
the
minutes.
2nd chapter. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak.
Hold it. You don't get no appearance of nothing.
Right.
What I'm talking about is an anthropomorphic being or element in that vision, appearing to them, expounding as he did back here. It ain't that.
No.
You get to the dilemma now? Now, when I went to Luke 24, it's out of context. Read. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. He gave it away. Read it.
These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you.
Read.
That all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding.
Wrong. Oh, is that now a question I'm supposed to ask? Is that right?
No.
We're not saying if this didn't happen, but it didn't happen here.
Right.
Now that's what I'm saying. When you go to try to write something, and then you refer to it, it's out of context. This somebody, you did that. You said to change to fit what you was talking about. Now, how do you know it's wrong? See, because he has to go all the way back.
Right.
You see, just like the high priest had to go all the way back. You see, before he could come out and all was well. I'll put it that way. You see, now this time when he was appeared to them, that's one of the 11 appearances after his resurrection.
Right.
See, but he did not open their understanding there. At the expiration of the 40 days and 40 nights when he is rose from the dead, he instructs him to go up to Jerusalem and tarry. And 10 days from there, you see, He opened their understanding.
All right.
And listen, just like when that Holy Spirit spake, you follow me? He is writing the law of the Spirit of life in them simultaneously. Yes. Just like he wrote it in the table of stones back here. Right. Get it now? Right. Then told them or commanded them, go teach the people, like I told Moses, go teach Israel. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with. You see, but when you read it, now read on down to the last 2 or 3 verses. Right.
Luke, right?
Yeah, Luke did.
Take up the 50th verse. And he led them out as far as Bethany.
Where are you going to take them? You know, if you've opened up to understand, where are you going to take them? Right. You follow me? So evidently this is the expiration of the 40 days after his first resurrection. Right.
Yes.
Right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When he rose from the dead, 3 days later, he tarried with them.
Right.
40 days, 40 nights. You see? Then at the end of the 40 days, they say, now you walk to Jerusalem. And that's why Habakkuk 1:5 comes in.
Yeah.
Get it now? Go up there and tarry. I will stand upon my watch.
That's right.
And see what the vision shall say.
Right.
You see? And to them, 10 days to stay in an upper room. You follow me? Say, listen, don't get dissatisfied. Tarry, wait, it shall surely come.
Right.
You see that? And when it comes, it won't tarry.
That's right.
So he began to open his mouth and wrote the law.
Yes.
Now, as far as stones is concerned, he said, prophet, remove this stony heart from me.
Yeah.
Put me in a fleshly heart, right? So he said after Jeremiah 31, after those days he would write his laws in your heart, in your mind. You see? So he's got to fulfill it according to that which he said after his resurrection. Essentially. You see, then he has to descend and begin to write. You see what? And then command them to go in there all the world, teach to every creature what I command you. I hope you got something out of that. Hold it. What did you say?
She should read 49.
Read 49 of Luke.
And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you. Prepare ye in the city of Jerusalem until you be endowed with power from on high.
See that?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. You see, but it's done it there. And then he opened their understanding.
Right.
You see? Then he went out to tell them that. You see? You follow me? But he's going out to Bethany, you see, or Mount of Olives, and ascend.
Right.
Then he's telling them to tarry at Jerusalem till I come. You get it now?
Yes.
Now that has to also fit you. Now don't sit down. That also fits. I go away, then I come back. I go away, then I come back. See, on the day of Pentecost, the other day when he came back, that Lord, I'm with you always.
Right.
How far? Even to the end of the day.
That's right.
All that has to do is
I want to thank everyone from the meeting, and I would like to read the announcement I didn't read it earlier. Elizabeth and Timothy will be leaving for California Saturday and will be visiting for 2 weeks.
Now I'd like to introduce some of the officers. Our Chief Executive Officer, Dr.Glenn Kinley Continues. Our Executive Officer, Dr. Jesse. And our President, Dr. Joseph Hernandez. This school is a result of the divine vision and revelation given to our founder, Dr. Glenn Kinley, will be the 1930 in the state of Ohio. This school was later established in 1932 in Springfield, Ohio, and later moved to California in the year 1958, and then is presently in Daytona Beach in 1991. This is a school and not a church. It is affiliated with any church or religious organizations of any kind. We teach by two correct names, which are Yahweh, Elohim, and Yahshua, and not by false and erroneous titles of Lord, God, and Jesus. There was no J in the Hebrew language. There was no J in Hebrew language to this day, and there was anyone in the J in England prior to the Middle Age, making such names as false names of the truth. Yahweh chose to symbolize himself as God, who is called as his particular shape or form.
All right.
In his God, there are 9 major attributes: wisdom, intelligence, love, knowledge, peace, justice, salvation, power, and strength. In this cloud, he moved into a superincorporated darkness, Yahweh Elohim. In this state, he created both heaven and earth. He then moved into a specially prepared sacrificial body known as Adam and Yahshua Messiah, to institute and fulfill both the law and the prophets. Yahweh Elohim and Yahshua, peace be over him, and he states in Deuteronomy 64, fear Lord your Yahweh Elohim is Yahweh. Right down here on the chart shows that those and has been in the first spirit state of God. Now I'd like to read our conclusion to the chapter of verse 10. One is to help you find and know Yahweh, our Elohim, as he really is and actually exists. 2 is to form a nucleus of universal brotherhood of humanity in Yahshua the Messiah without distinction of race, nationality, creed, sex, caste, or color. 3, to investigate the unexplained spirit law or so-called law of nature and the powers of human. 4, to encourage and promote the study of the scriptures, comparative religions, psychology, philosophies, and modern practical and occult science. 2, to extirpate current superstition, skepticism, and atheism. 6, to learn, know, and understand the operation of Yahweh's eternal purpose through dispensations and ages. 7, to discern and avoid being deceived by Lucifer, the serpent, the devil, or Satan and his demons operating the mystery of iniquity on earth in the dispensations of time. 8, to earnestly contend for the common salvation of faith which was once delivered unto the saints of children of God. To make known that Yahweh from the beginning ordained there was no other name given among men whereby men can be saved, save in the name of Yahshua the Messiah. To inherit eternal life in the kingdom of Yahshua the Messiah without hope of the reward of glorification, with hope of the reward of glorification through the beauty of state. Our watchword is peace, and our servants speak the truth. Our thing comes from Matthew 24, 14th and 15th verse, which reads, "This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness unto all nations, and then shall it become." Then the end shall come, when these therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, saying in Moses, "Whosoever readeth let him understand." Our scripture will be taken from Daniel the 6th chapter, and our prayer will be read by Dr. Anderson, and the scripture will be read by Dr.
Let's all bow our hearts and minds and thank Yahweh once again for bringing us together so we can be partakers of this great and divine vision and revelation. And let us ask that we give earnest heed to the things that are taught tonight and keep in remembrance the things that we do know for sure. And ask that
we all put those things on that we do know for sure and become that. We ask these things in the Son's name, Gospel, and Messiah, let us all say. Hallelujah.
Good evening, class. Let us read together.
Good evening.
Yahweh is spirit. He chose 9 attributes to describe himself, which are intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, love, beauty, justice, foundation, song, and strength.
That's right.
Yahweh will know us though we are. The ark is threefold. Upper deck, middle deck, and lower deck. These three are one.
All right.
Yahweh told Noah to tell everyone that he would flood the world. Nobody believed him. So they got flooded out. They rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And when it stopped raining, they landed on Mount Ararat. Noah sent out a dove and a raven. She comes back to the veil and made carcasses. Then he sent out a dove, but came back. Then sent another dove, came back with an olive branch, so that there was rain. Then sent another dove, and the dove didn't come back. People built the Tower of Babel to try to get away from Noah, to get away from Noah. Because they thought that he would flood the world again, but he showed that he witnessed on the rainbow, which was red, green, and red, green. Yahweh makes them take it down by confusing their tongues. That's how it is. Yes. Holy place, and put comes up. These things are said. But these things that we have down, these things that comes up. These for eagle, O's for lion, O's for ox, and then says for ham, spell it all. Yahweh told Jonah to go to Nineveh, but he didn't want to. He wanted to go to Tarshish. Yahweh had already made a fish swallow him. While Jonah was on the ship, the water started to get rough. And then the ship just asked, why is this happening? And Jonah said, it's my fault. Throw me overboard, this is enough. And then the water started to get more rough. And they drew lots. And he got the witness one. So they threw him overboard. He was off his father's name. There was no relation in what was up.
That's right.
Yeah, and two of his salvation. Our next speaker will be Dr. Danielle. Our next speaker will be Dr. Philip Ward. Good evening, class.
Good evening.
Indulge in wisdom, knowledge, love, beauty, and justice, foundation for my students. Upper deck, middle deck, lower deck. Us threefold. Most holy place, quote on the back. Head reading, chest reading, down reading. Most holy
Molly, yes. Good evening.
That was unexpected surprise. Excuse me, my Carla caught a cold and got her whole family sick.
Baby, oh, that baby.
As the moderator said, we are a school, and we're not affiliated with any church or religious organization, and that's not by our choosing.
Right.
But because we have gone out to various churches. When we were in California, we went to all the surrounding churches.
Right.
And religious organizations in Pasadena and other suburban areas around Pasadena. And we endeavored to share this great work with them.
That's right.
By sharing the truth and telling them about the true name, Yahweh, Elohim, and Yahshua, as the former speaker said, in the Bible it states that I come in my Father's name, and just that in itself is, you can see that Lord God and Jesus Christ have no similarity whatsoever.
That's right.
However, Yah in Hebrew means masculine, and Weh denotes feminine, showing you that he encompasses both masculinity and femininity within himself. And Yah, in Yahshua, he took on the masculine portion of his father's name, Yah, and Shua in Hebrew means salvation. So therefore that name means that Yahweh is salvation. So there's meaning and there's reason and rhyme to everything that he purposed. And within his purpose and plan, his supernal nature is threefold in his divine makeup, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Therefore, everything that he creates will be of that threefold nature. For example, the atom is the smallest building block of all matter, which is the proton, neutron, and electron, but just one atom.
Right.
Everything within the universe has a threefold makeup in itself.
That's right.
We speak in past, present, and future tense. An egg has a shell, a yolk, and the white.
Right.
Everything within the creation has a threefold primary makeup.
Right.
Now, there may be other subdivisions of an atom, but the primary makeup is threefold.
Right.
Showing you that Yahweh Elohim is, he resurrected into everything in the creation, including the man. And that's the focal point to which we try to share with the world, with these other churches and religious organizations, that you are what you're looking for.
Right.
That voice that has been walking with you all the days of your life, that's Yahweh himself. And that's not a boast or an exaltation. It's just giving the glory to whom it's due. Get for me in John, where it says that we must worship him in spirit and in truth.
John 4:24. Yahweh is spirit.
Yahweh is spirit. And you go out into the world and you ask these religious leaders, what is spirit? And they'll say, that's God. Well, what is God? God is spirit. Well, that's not an answer.
Right.
We've come to find that Yahweh is spirit, and spirit is the source, the ultimate source of these 9 major attributes of intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, love, beauty, justice, foundation, power, and strength. That is spirit. And Yahweh is the ultimate source. In other words, he's the only true atheist, because there is no other one. You can't worship anything but him. Right. Go ahead.
Yahweh is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
And
Right.
must worship him in spirit and in truth. Now, must is unconditional.
Right.
In other words, he won't accept anything else.
Right.
And in order to worship him in spirit and in truth, then you have to know what the makeup of spirit is. So when you find out what spirit is, you see that they're righteous attributes, so they can't be spotted or blemished with any lies or anything else that other than what his makeup is. Now there's a threefold pattern and plan, okay, and his whole purpose, or you say a pattern of what? A pattern of heavenly things.
Right.
What good is that, so to speak, Well, that pattern of heavenly things is going to show forth who he is.
Right.
Who is the true one that was prophesied to come and deliver us from, or bear the sins of the world, so to speak? Who is this one that's going to put death to death? We have a pattern of heavenly things that's going to point forth who that man is.
Right.
Okay? And around the time of the Messiah, there were some 16 different so-called messiahs walking around claiming that they were the one.
Right.
But you had to look in the law and the prophets and find out who is this true one that you're talking about. Now, every time we come to class, there's this Baptist church by our house, and it has a billboard out there, and it has different little sayings every week. And this, because of Christmas, they're coming out with different sayings about Jesus or Mary or whatever. And it says, Mary, did you know that one day your son would bear the sins of the world? And to someone who didn't have a knowledge and an understanding, that might sound okay, but sometimes it can get you, because it makes all these patriots and also Mary and Joseph, it makes them sound like they were dummies, right? Like they didn't know anything. If she had buried a child of immaculate conception, she knew damn well something was up. I mean, she was walking around ignorant, conceived a child of immaculate conception. She knew something was up with this baby. She didn't walk around ignorant. Oh, I'm pregnant of immaculate conception, and I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously, Yahweh dealt with the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
That's excellent.
Those kind of things, like when you look at the undercurrent of some of the things that come out. Now that church, I'm sure they claim that they have the truth.
Right.
But just look at just a simple statement like that, and all it shows is ignorance.
Right.
And that's not a throw-off, it's just a fact.
Right.
You're going to have to go and find someone who's had a vision and a revelation.
Right.
Someone that has to have a vision and a revelation.
Right.
Give me in Habakkuk,
All right.
where it says, without a vision.
Right.
Proverbs 29.
Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no prophetic vision, the people perish.
Where there is no prophetic vision, the people perish. I mean, that's plain and simple. In other words, so then you'll have to find a man who's had a vision in revelation, and not just any old kind of vision, but a divine vision. Now, just a vision without a revelation is no good. And this is the revealer of all things. This is the man in you, Yahweh Elohim. That, in other words, Billy Graham said that he didn't know how to distinguish a true prophet from a false prophet. It's like, then obviously you haven't seen anything. Obviously, so-called God has not dealt with you. If you don't know who's lying and who's telling the truth, then you have no business teaching anybody else anything. But that's where this pattern comes in handy. Handy. This will tell who has and who hasn't. Believe me, if you've had a vision and revelation, you'll be able to know whether you have or have not. Because no longer will you walk the same. No longer will you talk the same. And the things that you say, they better line up according to this pattern. And that you see better be that that's dwelling in you projected. So then righteousness will project Yahweh Elohim. So we'll know whether you had a vision and a revelation by this pattern. And that we'll be able to set that upon everything. And it'll tell a truth from a lie.
That's right.
That's the importance of this pattern. What this is this
That's right.
pattern of the tabernacle. Okay? And you can slide this over all these plates.
Right.
Sideways and up and down, but never lay it down.
Right.
Okay? And I still have a lot to learn regarding this pattern, but there's a lot of things that they stand out like a sore thumb. Just by the things that we've been taught. And I remember when I first came to this class, shortly thereafter, I went to my first convention in Fresno. And I had heard so much about some of the other schools and how they weren't teaching the truth and this and that. And I didn't know very much. I had only been in class for a couple of months, and I was actually afraid to go, but I didn't tell anybody that.
Right.
Because I didn't want to be deceived. And I didn't feel that I knew enough within myself to be able to line it up and tell whether they were telling the truth or not. And I didn't want something to be instilled in me that wasn't so. But it was so obvious. I was so grateful when I did go. When someone does say something that isn't true, even if you don't know how to prove it, it just does not ring true within you. Yahweh Elohim in you will not sanction. And the greatest gift that Yahweh said that he would bestow upon you would be discernment.
That's right.
And that's something that all of us here have been blessed with. And it's not something that takes lightly. And I know for myself, I truly appreciate that power or that revelation of discernment. And even with discernment, you'll have just knowing whether a thing is right or wrong. You also have to call upon these other attributes as far as how to execute that you have seen. In other words, Carla asked her father, what is wisdom? And he told her, that's knowing when and when not to say something. When to talk and when to keep your mouth shut. For her, being a 4-year-old, that was enough. If she can learn that, she'll
That's right.
And in fact, it was June 6th. But she had gone to shopping with her father in his truck on Saturday. She doesn't usually go in his truck. And he had an air freshener in his car. And she got on his case, Daddy! He thought it was a Christmas tree. But it was one of those little air fresheners. She was ready to jump on him for having a Christmas tree in his truck. She soon let her smell it and everything, and then she believed that it was an air freshener. Even as little as a 4-year-old, and people out in the world sometimes they think, well, that's me not letting your children celebrate Christmas. Let them come over to my house and they can celebrate Christmas. Well, I think it's me being right to your children. Right. That's right. And I think it's far better for me to instill in her truth. Right. And the way things really are and what's within her than to lie to her all her life. Right. And find out that there is no Santa, and it was me giving her everything she had anyway. Right. So, and more you'll find that in the world, there are those that are beginning to stand up for not going along with just everything. Right. Just the so-called please others. And there is a righteous aspect to that. Yeah. Because most of the time in righteousness, when you please others, really you please yourself. But in going along with certain holidays and customs and traditions just to please somebody, you're just petting them in their ignorance. Right, that's right. And it's far better to stand and be willing to show them the proof or the strength in abstaining rather than going along with the thing. And our children, even in this class, should not be ashamed of not going along with the things that are in the world. Right. We should be proud that Yahweh has enough love to bring you into his love. Right. And to raise you in his way. Right. And for that, you should be shouting happy and proud to stand. Right. On the things that he showed you. And never be ashamed that you're not going along with the things of the world. Right. In fact, you can have the power, if you abide in love, to draw your friends into class. And even if they can't come because they are children, you can have the power to keep them near you so that someday, if time should continue, that you can bring them into the love that you have. That's right. Years of your life. That's right. All right. We come to these classes and we find out once you start learning the truth, that's when Satan starts to mess with you. And he uses these attributes, love and everything else, to try to get at you. You say, well, why? If you love me, you would. No, because I love you, I won't. And it's not being mean or anything. It's just that once you've found this truth, you do have an obligation. And sometimes it's not even, sometimes it is keeping your mouth shut. Because knowing that he sees this word is likened unto a two-edged sword. Right. And it's a powerful thing. Because if you reject the truth, that truth damnation is unto. That's right. Those that have heard the truth. Those that have never heard, Yahweh's not going to hold them accountable for something that they've never heard. Right. That would not be justice. That's right. But it's to those that have heard the truth and turn their backs to it, to those are the ones that are accountable. So let me get back. I'm sorry, sidetracked there. But try to draw something out and then sit down. But what I had said about that this is a pattern of heavenly things, okay? It was said that a virgin, it was prophesied that a virgin would conceive. Let me back up a little bit more. That through this transgression, okay, that a woman would be saved in childbearing. Right. Now that doesn't mean that just keep having kids and kids and kids and kids, and through that you're going to be saved. No, it means that it was going to point out that through that woman, Miriam, through her loins, that righteous one would save mankind. Okay? It was going to point out to that woman. Okay, and we're all encompassed within that one. It was unto her that she was going to bear a child. It was going to point out that through the loins of a woman, she was going to bear a son, and his name would be called Emmanuel. That's right. Which means that Yahweh is with us. Okay? Up until an appointed time where he gave his name to be called Yahshua, which Yahweh is salvation. Okay? Now, there's so much in trying to explain even just one spot, because it's hard not to get sidetracked a lot of times. But what I wanted to say was getting back to this pattern. Okay. Now these attributes. Okay, when Yahweh alone and by himself decided to create a creation, and for lack of a better way to explain it, to hide this plan from himself, and at an appointed time reveal himself to himself, which was himself within the man, and that was reserved unto the day of Pentecost. Okay. Now, what he did was he transformed himself into this man without flesh, blood, and bone, and stepped into each day of the creation. And as I said before, when it came into the man, it did not change. This is not just a mere meat man, a man with just flesh and bone and a carcass. This is Yahweh himself stepping into the man. And he didn't create the man until the sixth day, so that the man would not take credit for creating the creation. That's right. But yet in reality, he was the one who created the creation. Right. That spirit within him is the same spirit that created everything in the creation. And proof of that is on the sixth day he was able to name every animal in the kingdom, so to speak. And those names are the same to this day. That's the intelligence of the man, the true man, Yahweh Elohim, within the man Adam. And that was the first resurrection in the man. Okay? And to me, that is one of the most important and crucial things that we've come to learn in this class. It's what's in the man. Because that's the missing link that's out in the world. They have you worshiping a man, either in a pulpit or somewhere else, rather than worshiping the man within you. Now, because of the purpose and plan, though, in order to set it into motion, he did cause this event to happen, where Eve was momentarily deceived. Okay, all she had to do was keep her eyes on her husband, man, because she was within the man from the beginning, and she knew that all she had to do was not partake of that tree, or actually that thought. Okay, that she was anything other than one with her husband. Okay, but because of the purpose, she was deceived, and this because this Lucifer and his host was cast out. Okay, when this event took place, he became became, Lucifer became Satan and deceived Eve. Okay, this so-called got the ball rolling. Okay, these chain of events that transpired. Now, Adam, the first man, Adam. Okay, he was not ignorant, as I said before. Okay, now the second Adam, Yahshua the Messiah, here with Moses, he was not ignorant either.
Right.
Okay, I'll say he appeared. Okay, in the wilderness with Moses as his minister. Okay, and he had to institute this this law back here with the Hebrews, okay, in order to fulfill it, because he was going to it's his purpose and plan, and he's going to carry it out. Okay, now over here you see these this chart draws it out real plain. This Old Covenant and Testament, okay? There was power in circumcision in the flesh, physical, moral, and ceremonial laws, water baptism, physical meats and drinks, physical sacrifices, the Mosaic law called the Ten Commandments. These were types, shadows, allegories. There were schoolmasters. Just as the pattern of the tabernacle that we're going to point out this man, Yahshua the Messiah.
That's right. Very good.
Everything is going to point out that man, okay, to whose right it was to fulfill all things and to bring it into reality. So, in other words, a transformation had to take place through his death, burial, and resurrection. Okay. So no longer is it a circumcision of the flesh. It's physical circumcision in the flesh. The circumcision of your fleshly heart and mind.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with this flesh that abides around your body. It's the concept and opinion that we have about a creator, how to worship him, and things like that. So the New Testament is written in the heart and the mind. Okay, give for me Jeremiah 31:31. Now, out in the world, they'll tell you that the New Testament is that flyleaf just before, is it John?
Matthew.
Just before Matthew. You know, and they'll say that that's the New Testament. No, that's not the New Testament. The New Testament is right here where you're going to read. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the days that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
It's not going to be according to the same thing that he had them do back here under the law. And that law was given to the Hebrews and the Hebrews only. It was never given to a Gentile in the first place. And a Gentile is anything other than a Hebrew. And that gets you and me, everybody. Okay, go ahead.
Which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh.
After the death, burial, resurrection, and ascension. Okay, go ahead.
I will put my law in their inward part.
I will put my law in their inward part. Okay, go ahead.
And write it in their heart.
And write it in their heart and their mind. There's really no such thing as mind, but for lack of words, mind or spirit among synonymous. Go ahead.
And will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people.
Now, okay, unlike this law back here, where there was power in this, and it was glorious. The high priest, when he functioned in the tabernacle, everything that he did was glorious. He had, on his breastplate, he had an ephod. It had 12 precious stones within it, okay? And those 12 precious stones symbolized the 12 tribes of Israel, showing that he was carrying them within him, okay? And he went in not only for himself, but for Israel as well, and then for the cleansing of the tabernacle. 3 times, showing that threefold pattern, that threefold makeup. And it was glorious. It was beautiful seeing him so-called strut his stuff and do the functioning or the ceremony of this tabernacle. Okay. So there was power in water baptism. But if you ask anybody nowadays, after they've gotten baptized, did you see a dove descending from heaven and say, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased"? If they say yes, they're lying. Now that's the power when he did it, because when he did it, that's what happened.
That's right.
This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Okay, showing you that. He was going to be totally immersed in spirit. Okay? And this immersion takes place all through the creation as well. On the second day, the waters rolled back, okay? And the firmament, the third day, the waters broke back, dry land appeared, and the seed of vegetation came forth and went into perfection. That immersion, showing that principle also of how, like one watereth and one soweth, but Yahweh will give the increase, within our hearts and minds, within our understanding. So, I hate to botch this up, but I do want to sit down and learn for myself. But as I said, on this, it was to point out who that man truly was, okay? And that was Yahshua the Messiah, okay? Now, on the day of Pentecost, okay, that spirit or that understanding was poured out unto the 12 apostles, okay? They then understood why he did the things that he did, why he walked the waters, why he did the baptisms, why he did everything that he did in fulfillment of the law. On this day, they understood why he did the things he did. And Pentecost is going on to this day. That's right. Okay, within our hearts and minds. That's right. Truly, his prayer was answered. And that prayer that he prayed was, Father, make them one, as you and I are one. That's right. And that can appear as though it's a Trinity, or that he's talking to someone out above the sun, moon, and stars. But in reality, he was talking to himself, within himself. Father, make them one as you and I are one. Right. He truly knew what to pray for. He didn't pray for shoes for the children of Israel, or a new coat for the winter, or things like that. He prayed for understanding for all mankind. Right. Okay? And those are the same prayers that we now know how to pray in this day and age from coming to these classes. I no longer have to pray for new shoes for my children, or how we get the rent paid, or things like that. All I pray for is, Yahweh, give me wisdom and knowledge, and above all, please give me understanding about this purpose and what this is all about. Because if you keep your eyes on Yahweh, those other things will be taken care of. Not being stupid, though. That doesn't mean that you don't go to work and things like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that you'll find that by putting this gospel first, all those other things will be taken care of. They have a way of falling into place, so to speak.
Right.
All of a sudden, you'll get a call, there's a job opening here, or a job opening there, whatever. But in putting this gospel first, that's where the increase comes, is the resurrection within you. Therein is the power of this gospel, because that's something that I've been really focusing on within myself, is the power of the resurrection. And you know, looking at within myself, just at the things that that I'm all about within my life, who I affect, and what my purpose is within myself. And above all, is to preach this gospel.
Right.
But even in that, I still have responsibilities to my husband and children and things like that.
That's right.
And in doing those things, I look at the resurrection and the power of the resurrection to get rid of even the smallest thing that you don't like about yourself, within yourself. Because some things can become a habit, you know, or bad habits. And this gospel isn't about habits or anything. But I look at, and I'm not going to walk on eggshells for the world.
Right.
You know, all I can do is be myself.
Right.
Ask Yahweh to resurrect those things within me, and hopefully express the love that's within me to mankind. But at the same time, I don't want to be a stumbling block to anybody, even a first appearance, you know, to anybody out in the world. I don't want to give him a club to beat me over the head.
Right.
And if we, I know all of us, if we look at the resurrection, the power of the resurrection within ourselves, we have the power to eliminate a lot of things that we don't care for. And I'm talking about it at home first, within ourselves. Because then and only then, really, if you don't have this fully resurrected in you, it can't go out into the world until this man is fully born.
That's right.
This universal revelation will take place.
Right.
But I would much rather have it take place with me being an active participant within this purpose and plan. And in having that desire, then I desire to resurrect these attributes within me to its fullest. And in that, I feel that I am truly showing you that I love you.
All right.
Because words, a lot of times, they are powerful, but unless they show forth in manifestation, they have no power. If I say I love you and I slap you around all the time without no reason and try to just bury you, the saying I love you has no power whatsoever. The power is in the manifestation. And I look at the things that our chief executive officer has been trying to express to us lately. And it's not that it's getting into something that's new.
That's right.
In fact, a lot of times you feel like, oh, I knew that all along. It's just in the way he expresses it, it sounds new or revealing unto you. But really, he's taught us these things all along. Yet it takes all the things that he's taught us to resurrect the things that he's telling us now. manifestations are not to be taken lightly. I'm not saying to dwell on mistakes. That's not important. The mistake that you made isn't important, so to speak, like that. But at the same time, a manifestation could get you killed. And these are things that he's been teaching us all these many years, you know. So manifestations are important. But once you realize that you have made a mistake, and you see it, then you turn away from it.
Right.
And forget it, and the power is resurrecting yourself away from that.
Right.
You know, that's the power of the resurrection within you.
Right. Right.
And I pray that we all hold steadfast the things that he's taught us all these years, because even when we didn't have classes for a long time, those are the things. If you look back, those are the things that sustained you and that kept you still. And if you fell and made a mistake, then you know that the only way to get up was to look at the things that he taught you all of those years that he's been laboring in. And those manifestations are important to all of us, that we do love one another, not in just words, but you know, Betty, if you're a good wife to Richard while you're away from me, you know, and you conduct yourself at work the way you should conduct yourself and everything, then you are showing me that you love me.
That's right.
You're not creating a problem for, okay, well, what she was doing it with IEMR.
Right.
And then she comes up and tells me that she loves me. So, all I'm saying is that I hope that within all of us, that we hold on to the things, remember the former things of old, that he has taught us all these years, and we keep those in our forefront, then he can take us further and open it up more. And not that we don't know, because he told us that he's taught us all there is to know.
That's right. That's right.
But at the same time, learning how to unlock the key, you know, because I myself have, want to learn more how to unlock the key. And to do that, all I have to do is really watch him, because every time someone new comes in or whatever, he'll go through the same things over and over again. And if I just keep focused on what he's doing and do the same thing, then I will surely learn how to unlock those keys more and more. So with that, thank you very much.
All right.
That's a gift together. At this time, I'd like to call our last speaker, our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Glenn Kinley.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the previous speakers.
All right.
And I will try to add my testimony to that that's been said. And I hope, as was in the prayer, that we give earnest heed to the things we hear.
Yes, sir.
They may not seem all that important in their discourse, but it is a matter of life and death.
Right. Right.
Now that's not a threat, that's a fact.
Well said.
Now, in other words, what I wanted to say that in that all of us was brought up in some form of Christianity is slavery.
That's
And
right.
it was threatened
That's true.
that if we didn't do certain things, God was going to get us. And we grew up with a boogeyman
That's right.
and little people under your bed if you don't act right. We got to grab you tonight. And I try to steer away from those kind of things. In that we're not trying to scare anybody
Right.
into knowing Yahweh for sure. But to me, it has always been a true pleasure to find out something about Him that designed
Yes.
the universe in its sum total. And that He had, as we said tonight, a pattern and a rhyme and a reason for everything He's done. Now, we're in a time of the year where people have gone crazy. I mean, running around with Christmas and this and that. And you look out of place, or out of step, not going along with traditions and customs going on in the world. And they call it a form of religion.
Right.
We're not saying to you, we don't believe in the birth of Messiah.
Right.
We definitely do believe that He was born. But we also know that this wasn't the time.
Right.
He wasn't even born in this world. I see somebody around the church and say, what? So what did he say? Now, and it takes a little time for you to come to that. And by that I mean Yahweh reveals in His own time.
That's right.
As you can probably tell, I'm not feeling all that good, but I have encouraged you to be a good soldier.
Right. Yes.
And put your best foot forward. Yahweh will give you all that you need, as was said also tonight. But I want to get into a primary subject matter. Dr. Garrett Rose gave me a paper a week from Orlando where the Pope wants to, anybody driving a truck on Sunday will be put to jail. Because they want to endorse the Sabbath. And in this past Sunday's paper, they were talking about the birth of Messiah. They missed it clear picture. Saturday's paper? Y'all give me a paper a day late then. But anyhow, now that you said it was on Saturday. And I'm saying now, I want you to try to look at it with what the way I look at it. You know, I could just cry.
Yep.
Because that stupidity is so predominant
Right.
in the world. It doesn't look like there's any.
That's right.
You know,
Yes.
you see wars, people starving, you know, and conflict in family, people being robbed, people, even with us, not abiding. You know, these are things that are discouraging. And they take a lot out of it. But we must be as the others. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
As it's written in Revelation, crown of glory is given to those that endure.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're not without natural affection. And when I speak of natural affection, we're happy to have cases visiting from and then I was told that Cookie's sister would be here. And that's surprise. Mom is here with us. something that's said that will cause you to want to know Yahweh's will. And that requires a lot of responsibility on those that are teaching you. Meaning, they cannot teach you about something they don't know anything about.
Right.
Right.
And it sounds, we've had people, after 50-some years of my teaching, we've had people, why don't you just let the church run along, just talk about what you talk about? Well, you can't teach that way because you have to show that which is right and that which is wrong.
Right.
You follow? Now, a simple thing that they said in the Saturday's paper, which I know where they got it. They got it from us.
That's right.
They said they couldn't see December 25th being the birthday. Now, they don't know this. They speculate. Because there's no mention of the shepherd sweeping snow at the time of his birth.
Hello.
Right? But they went to October.
Back it up.
And they went on to say, now this was an insult to me. They said they didn't think nobody knew when he was born. And if I get a reason, grab the fella why don't you just say you don't know? Don't indict the whole world just on you don't know. Mary, the virgin, surely knew when he was born. What do you mean nobody knew? She gave birth to him. Joseph was espoused, he ought to know something about it. 3 wise men that went to visit him, they all know something about it. You know? But that's the way we're trained in tradition. And we become, let me try to draw it out and then I'll move on. You know how something gets when it gets crystallized?
Yeah.
That's what we get with customs, tradition. They just, like some people say, it just don't seem like Christmas without snow. You know? And those traditions are hard to break.
Yeah.
You know? Now the reason why they are because there's so many people practicing them one way or another.
That's right.
See? And no matter what you want to get into, there's somebody practicing that.
Yeah.
You see? Then we, with carnal intellect or understanding, will say, oh, these people can't be wrong.
Right.
There's safety in numbers. Everybody's doing it.
Right.
You know? Well, everybody in Samoa's starving.
Right.
That's not a fault. Is that what you want to do? So that's not a divine rule that fits everyone at simultaneously or at the same time. You follow?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to tell you how grateful that I am that Yahweh showed me or revealed himself to me.
Yes, sir.
And the things I have taught you are not of my carnal or academic intellect.
That's right.
You see? And this is what you should do. This is one way to tell whether there's some validity to this teaching or not. Listen and learn the explanation of one thing tonight. Take that with you and ask anybody that you think knows.
That's right. That's right.
You follow me? And take them answers and just mark them off the ballot.
That's right.
You understand? They don't know nothing. Religion is the largest legitimate racket in the world. They say alcohol and in other words, dope, drugs is the number one drug. No. All right. Erroneous doctrine is the number one drug.
All right.
understand it, and I agree with it, it's not fair to accuse anyone wrong or right unless you can prove it.
All right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
To say that this religion is wrong and can't prove it. Now, what you want to prove it for is not to prove them wrong,
Right.
for the sake of proving them wrong,
Right.
but to take them out of wrongdoing. That's why you want to prove it.
That's right.
You follow me? That's why we visited the churches. We already knew you were wrong.
Yes.
So how do you know? Because we was in it.
Yes.
You follow? And I've said this and I'll repeat it. What the whole world does not understand is what Yahshua, whom they ignorantly call Jesus, what he was doing.
That's right.
You see? As far as we're concerned, he came and died for us. How did his death help you?
Right. That's right. That's right.
You follow? People were going to what you call churches before he got killed.
That's right.
You follow? John the Baptist was baptizing, you understand? Before he was crucified.
Right.
People were eating Passover suppers ever since Yahweh instituted it in the land of Egypt.
Right.
So what did he die for? What did he come in the world to do?
Yes. Work it. Yes.
You see? And it's sure not to do as man has got it as of now.
That's right.
I mean throughout the whole world.
That's right.
You do not have the right to worship a creator as you think he ought to be worshipped.
Right.
You don't like it yourself.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think the way I like to do, I like to run up and rip the shirts off people and tear off the buttons. So, well, I don't like that. Well, I do. See, somebody else don't like that.
That's right.
Now, that may sound ridiculous. And then, let me even show you why I even said it that way. By ripping his clothes off. Because they've done that to Messiah.
All right. They did.
To expose his nakedness, not knowing. They were fulfilling that the first Adam was in the garden without any clothes.
All right.
They mocked him out there, you understand? Said, he's dead, and pierced him in the side, and fulfilled. They shall pierce me in the side. You understand? And there's also something else that would come to pass. The prophet said, out of the house of David shall flow rivers of living water. A fountain of living water.
That's right.
Now we don't understand none of that. And the world, this bill of land, every religion, every man, every woman, every child is going to have to vow that this man died and will accomplish salvation.
That's right. That's right. Come on. That's right. That's right.
The fairness of Yahweh, he didn't say, I'm Yahweh, believe me. You see? He didn't do that.
Right.
Everything that he's done set forth the proof
That's right.
that I am he that declared.
That's right.
You follow? Let me give you an example. They mocked him when slow down. When they went at him and said, they say you say that you're the son of Yahweh. He didn't answer them. He said, thou sayest.
That's right.
In other words, they were confessing he was.
That's right. That's right.
You see?
Yes.
Said, well, we're going to crucify you. Said, for what?
Right.
Because I raised the dead? No. Because I told the water to hush? Because I healed the palsy? None of that. Well, what are you going to crucify? Because you said you were the son of Yahweh. We're going to hang you for that one. Woo.
Come on. Come on.
They hung him on the cross, and as sure as you set him there, as the light ebbed out of that body, the light went out into heaven. That proves.
That's right.
He didn't ask you to believe he was the son. He proved it.
That's right.
You haven't known nobody else. They executed, hung, dropped dead in it, that the lights went out all over the world. The lights in the heavens went out.
That's right. That's right.
And then so Paul again, he said, I am the light of the world. So the light in the world went out.
That's right. That's right.
So they didn't ask you to prove. He said, I'm the light of the world. You didn't have to believe that just because I said it. When it went out, case closed. No more discussion.
That's right.
That's right. Didn't ask you to believe it because he said it. In fact, he told him, if I don't do the works of him that sent me, don't believe me.
Right.
That's fair. And I've cried that cry with you and other folks in these schools. If I cannot prove to your satisfaction that Yahweh is all in all, don't believe me.
Right. That's right.
Just mock me along with the rest of the hypocrites.
That's right. That's right.
If I prove it, for every cosmographical structure in the universe, including your physical body and all things in it, case is closed.
That's right. That's right.
Then the prayer that acknowledges that Messiah prayed, Father, make them one. And you understand? That has happened.
That's right.
Woo. You understand? This ain't no plaything.
That's right.
You see, and all that they do out there in Christian is mocking him.
That's right.
You follow? They go get baptized for what reason?
Right.
Because Jesus was. Why did he get baptized? To be saved. I was damn, he was the Savior.
That's right.
Them old smarty pants, why did he get baptized? To put an end to it.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody said, that's you and your, no, it's in your Bible. He said he put an end to that. You get it now? All these folks going to church every Sunday, every choir practice, they still cannot love one another. Something's wrong yet. White folks hate black folks. What's the matter? You go to church and he went to church.
Right. That's right.
See? They say that satanic negative spirit, you can't do nothing with it.
Right.
So you come to an absolute and profound understanding of Yahweh and his purpose.
All right.
That's right.
I've said before, you can take and pass a law that me and Jim have to sit, as a white man, me and black man have to sit in the same restaurant and eat together, but you can't make us love one another.
That's right. That's right.
So well, you have to eat beside me because the law says. There's got to be greater than that, folks. The love I'm talking about is greater love has no man but to lay down his life.
That's right. All right.
For his brother.
That's right.
Get it now? That's what you must come to. You must see a pattern working from start to finish. Unerring. You see, when you begin to read with a pattern in your mind, you know what's got to happen. You know if it's out of sequence, because there's a lot of damn lies in your Bible.
That's right.
Somebody said, oh boy, they went too damn far now. Don't you know that Bible's holy? If it was, you couldn't judge it.
That's right.
You see? That's another tradition, it's superstition. You follow? Men have changed and revised. You see, I'm talking to Gary and Casey this morning. Everything I refer to write something that people might understand, it's all messed up. So then the only conclusion you've got is to come to one that Yahweh revealed it to.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's the only one. And even with a sincere heart, devoted, you understand? Humble as you know how to be, you subject to make a mistake on top of it.
Right.
That's right. Yes. I'm telling you. See? Messiah's birth, let me show you, when you read, let me give you an example to help you. Everything that he's done, creation, and all things therein, that almost includes you and me. Got it? Even the elements. The air you breathe, he created that you might live in it.
That's right.
You follow? You understand? Everything was for a purpose. Right? So now, if he was the life and the resurrection, he could not be born when he was dead outdoors.
Right.
It's our sanctification of what he is.
Yeah.
Therefore, he told us, pray that your flight not be in the wintertime.
That's right.
Why? That's when everything's dead.
Right. That's right.
You see? And here's how we look at it. Shoot the pool, you see? Drink it. Don't give a damn about the wife and the kids. And as you get old, you're going to straighten up your life and give it to Jesus. You understand? Too late. When it didn't cost you. Oh! Get that? When does a tree need nourishing? When it's young and tender. That's when you could cause the growing to strong.
That's right.
You see what I mean? Not wait till it gets old and cramping and the roots is coming up out of the mouth. We're going to stop.
Make it plain.
And that's where we are in religion. I was a Roman Catholic. I was a Baptist. You don't know what to tell you. Just talk to us from that. That's true. Well, then some people say, well, I don't belong to anything. What I have done is I took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, made a little bit, and made up my own religion. That's all they got.
That's right.
It's something made up. It sounds bad. I know it sounds bad. I remember my first time in college. Find out I wasn't no good, parents wasn't no good, genealogy and pedigree and keeping the ethnic power, you know. And all that wasn't worth a damn, but wait a minute. When you get your eyes open. And then I begin to understand Paul that what if a man gain the whole world? And lose his soul? What is it profit?
All right.
I got millions of dollars in the bank. Press a button, servants come running. Die. Now what?
All right.
All you off anyhow.
You see, the whole world's built like it. Make it in the world.
Right.
What you want to do is make it out of the world.
That's right.
Now, the way you make it out is through knowledge.
That's right.
Now, let me go back. And then I'll take a line of thought and hope it'll help. The prophet said, my people are destroyed all day long because they didn't go to church. Huh? Lack of money. Lack of Lord's Supper. Huh? All right, Brenda. Why was it destroyed? Lack of knowledge. And that's what the book says.
All right.
Now, that is one, every time you come in, you hear that the moderator go through. These attributes that are part of the makeup of an incorporeal being called Elohim that appeared to the patriarchs.
All right.
Listen. See, so that makes me to say, listen, everything that you've got in your Bible, that notwithstanding the things that have been messed up in it. You understand? They got their understanding from this.
That's right. That's right.
Now, when you go into Exodus, you find that Moses, and Yahweh said unto me. And you don't read where Moses, and I said unto Yahweh, I don't like that.
Right.
Or Yahweh said unto me, and I said unto Yahweh, can't we do it this way? Wouldn't it be better if we did none? And I thought it was one of the young ones who was up the little Dr. Kevin Law. When Jonah was told to go down to Nineveh, he said, it looked like Jonah was disobedient in the way you look at it. But when Jonah saw what Yahweh was and looked at the folk, he said, forget it. Forget that. Go down there and tell them what? Have you seen that mess? It's just like you go out here and tell President-elect Clinton he's not the president.
Right. Right.
You go and haven't you seen the news?
Go ahead.
Right. I'm telling you. I mean, go up to the White House and everything y'all got to be wrong. You and your damn government ain't worth nothing. Nobody wants to go up and tell them that. But in retrospect, that is the way Jonah seen it. Everything people were doing was a complete opposite of what Yahweh had declared. So when it comes down to Moses, Yahweh told Moses, I didn't tell Pharaoh, I said, he said, where you gonna be? I ain't going down there. Not by myself. Oh, no. Don't you know that man thinks he's a king down there? And tell him, I will be sent. Who is it? So you can understand the plight and the dilemma those men were in once Yahweh revealed himself to them. Nobody was saying, hey, I'm going down. Nobody was running nowhere. So I'm saying, it's the same thing with us. We've seen the pollution that's in there. That's right. And we know this from the other page. Yahweh sure want to do something about that man before we go. That's right. So we ain't going. Not like that. And it's not that we're afraid of the truth. No. But he must prepare the way. That's what I know. Now what? All right. I'm just going to come down and try to pick up the subject. When Messiah came, now when I mean come, I'm talking about when he was born of the Virgin. Got it? Now, as the previous speaker told you, give me your brother. See, now they had what you call scripture. Now the scriptures are from Genesis to Malachi. Right. Now, anybody that came up and said they were the Messiah, you was to check him out for the scripture. See? I mean, let anybody say anything they want. Say about who they were, where they come from, and we check you out. That's it. Now, if the scriptures did not support what you said, you didn't pay you no more attention. Got it now? That is not the way that it's in the world now. Hypocrites have been exposed in every phase or vocation that they have made corrupt, and people pass it on like nothing else.
That's right.
You see? These congressmen all wrote bad checks. You see? If it died down, everybody thinking about it. But you and I passed one. Had to go to magistrates, and beg pardons, pay fines, pay lawyers, liars rather than liars. Then if you get out of the set, you're on probation for the next 2 years. They call that law. That's the law of the unjust. You get it now? Yes. And it's got to turn around. Right. Yes. Where what you speak, you must speak. All right. That's the power. That's the power. Messiah said, I am, and meant it.
That's right.
Now let me give you an example. He said, I am the life, I am the resurrection. When he said life, resurrection, life came forth.
Yeah. Proof.
That's right.
All right.
Then he said, oops.
See.
And after he went into the polytechnic, he had to specify Lazarus, because if he said dead come on, everybody got up.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
But Well, how do you know that? But when he said the universe come into being, all of it came into being. Everything therein. So he had to say, let the sun, let this, call my name, Lazarus. Let the sun, let the moon, had to call my name.
Prove it. Starting off in
Now, when he got in the world, he had, let me draw it down one more time. He called Moses up, he taught Noah, revealed himself in Adam, and this is what all the scriptures contain. You see? All that Moses, you understand? That's what the scriptures contain.
Yes.
The scriptures even contain about his birth. Yes. And what he would say and what he would do. You follow? You follow? So there wasn't nothing he could do that somebody didn't know whether it was true or false.
All right.
Yes. Get it now? Now I'll say it one more time. I've gone over. Somebody said, Mary, how many children did you have before you gave birth to Yahweh? 3? You're not the virgin. Right. I don't know what kids you gave birth to, but that ain't him. Right. Get it now? Now why? Now we said this, didn't we? We said that people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yeah. Right? See, when you come back to the vision that Yahweh gave to Moses, Yahweh showed Moses that this Elohim comes forth from an immaculate conception. That's right. Yes. You know what I mean by that? Nothing else produced it other than himself. You see? And when you draw that, let me just jot down it. When you understand, even you were born of immaculate conception. That's right. So, and I brought it down next week to show that's far-fetched. That's right. Yeah, your mother and father may have come together, but it's Yahweh. Yes. That caused the seed to be quickened. That's right. You see what I mean? And gave you that breath of life, you know, or the ability to put on that infant shape and be born. Your mom and daddy didn't do that. Your mom and daddy didn't have nothing to do with their own birth. Get it? Now that does not mean we don't respect the vessel that Yahweh brings us through. That's not what I'm talking about, so don't go down the road on. But I'm trying to show you how even that, you see, even a woman that's pregnant, see, she don't know till morning sickness. Right. You see? Then she goes ask a man that wasn't even there. Am I pregnant? Or she go ask the man that was with you. This ain't no trouble. Right. And when did my baby do? Well, I'll be between. Yes, don't you know? Then if the baby don't come when the doctor says, that doctor don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right. As if you did. Right. I'm trying to be basic. Now, Yahweh showed Moses how he would come forth from the magic step. Right? Now we're going to prove it. And Paul said, prove all things which are acceptable to Yahweh, not to one another. Right. So if this is born of a immaculate conception, then this is born of a virgin, Mother Earth. That's right. Get it now? That's in the law given to Moses. Get it now? And Mother Earth is the only son that she gave birth to. She didn't have 5 other kids before Adam was born. All right. You see? You get it now? So when I made the statement, they said, well, man, how many children you had before? Y'all 3? No, can't be it. Because you're looking back at the scriptures. Now that's where they did. You get it? The scribes and all back there. I'm talking about the wise now. I ain't talking about the idiots now. You get it now? When you said something to them, they wanted it verified in the scriptures whether it be so or not. Right. With all the Christian background you got, have you demanded any proof from any preacher? No. And called him on it according to what was in the Bible? No. Just be honest. You don't have to answer me. Just say, yeah, I know the answer. Right. You want to say that to me? Just say, no, but I'm saying, start doing that.
Yes.
You see, that's how you take the power away from all these hypocrites out.
That's right.
And we'll say it again tonight. If Billy Graham, God told him about anything, you would all, of all people, would know how to tell a true one from a false one.
Right. That's right.
Okay? And I'll give you the clue. Any true prophet, anytime he prophesies and it comes to pass when he says it, and this, don't wait till after it happens.
Right.
Just say, I could have told you.
Right.
If he tells you up front, this is going to happen, and it comes to pass, that's a true prophet.
That's right.
Is it? And when I say that, that needs qualifying. It means he's got the prophecy from Yahweh.
Yes.
That's it.
Because he don't know no more about it than you do.
Right. Right. That's fair.
Is it?
That's right.
Yahweh said this was going to happen. This is that. The Lord ain't what happened. Then Yahweh spoke to that man.
That's right.
Case closed.
Right.
You got it? Now, so what I'm asking now, because I got up with the intention of trying to show what Messiah was doing. Now, they've already told you his name, his very name, means salvation.
Yes.
Get it now? That's what his name means. Now, somebody say, he died for me. No, he didn't die for you.
Right.
I can read that out of your Bible. He died for them that was under the law.
All right.
You see? To redeem them. You understand? But you, he's blessed with a knowledge from the day of Pentecost.
That's right. Yes.
There was no need to redeem you. People read about that Jesus said for us to do. No, he didn't. If you invite me over to if you invite Danny over to your house for supper, and everybody here in the class shows up, you're going to want to, what the hell happened? So, well, where's all these folks? And you didn't prepare for them. Right. So, well, you said, Danny, yeah, Danny, you didn't tell him about it. You didn't get it now? And that's the way we look at it. Messiah said it to his disciples, you do this. He didn't say everybody else do that.
Right.
You go up there and carry the lock up. He didn't say everybody go up there. And in case you didn't know it, everybody else was not carrying but them.
Right.
They weren't even there to hear the commandment.
Right.
Now, so let's get there.
All right.
So when he's born of a virgin, are you listening now? Then he's got to come in by the pattern that he gave to Moses.
That's right.
You see that now?
That's right.
So he's overshadowed by the angel, just like the angel overshadowed the mercy seat. And who was that that dwelt between the wings of each other? It was Elohim.
Yeah.
So it identifies who this is that's coming into the world.
Right.
You see? And that's another thing that I don't know how the Creator put on the same thing you got on.
Yes. That's great.
And walk right among.
That's right.
You see? Nothing lofty where you can't obtain, you can't find it. I mean, put on a body.
Right. Yes.
Walk right among.
Right.
And taught people, those that be permitted them to crucify him, that you that did believe might be saved.
All right. That's right. Yes.
You see? Lay down his life that you,
That's right.
by the works he done, would believe that he was the Messiah.
Yes. Very good. Yes.
Get it now? And if you just don't get saved on Sundays, or Tuesday, Thursday, yeah? Salvation has been accomplished forever.
Right.
See, that's what Israel got tired and prophesied, I'm gone off again. When would he come in and put an everlasting end?
Yes.
This is when he come in to do it.
Yes, sir.
Get it now?
Yes, sir.
Now what? You talk about Christmas gifts and all that kind of junk. How the merchants have made merchandise of your soul.
Right. Right.
Because of a religious dogma they taught. And let's take the parallel with it. there were 3 wise men. Now, they told you about the pattern, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit. These 3 are one. Right. Just like you're pneuma, psychic, soma, or spirit, soul, and body, but one person.
Right.
Right? Yes. So then 3 wise men, because out of the mouth of the prophets, as had said, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word, and this is the word being made manifest.
Right.
Let every word be what? Established.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
So when the word was to be born, 3 wise men went and testified that was him.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Even the angels.
Yeah.
You see?
Oh, they did that.
Proclaim peace on earth.
That's right.
Goodwill toward men.
That's right.
See, you understand?
Yeah.
When that satanic spirit was cast out and come on down to the Garden of Eden, the angels wept.
Yeah.
Said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Yes. Right.
Because the accuser of the brothers cast out among them. See, without a spiritual knowledge, you were no match for them.
That's right.
Even Moses said, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. You understand?
Right.
They're like, God told me to tell you, and Jesus told you,
Yeah.
we ought to build a church for that. And you would know knowledge, you ain't no match for it.
That's right. That's right.
You don't know nothing about what? You're not your body, the tabernacle, temple, the Holy Spirit, which Yahweh built, not the man. No, you don't know nothing about that.
That's right.
So you're easy prey for him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Then somebody says, well, see, if you believe in Jesus, you wouldn't smoke. You wouldn't drink. You see? Not knowing that besides that there's nothing that is without that a man can take within his body that can defile him. That's it. I hate you because you're white.
Yeah.
You can't blame that on no cigarette.
Right. That's right.
You can't blame that on bacon and eggs. Or whether I had orange juice or grapefruit juice. That hate is in you, and all that you eat ain't gonna get rid of it.
That's right.
So Messiah said there's nothing that's within a man that can defile him.
Yeah.
It's that that's in you. I hate you. That's what's corrupting you.
Right.
Yes. Get it now? So you can give somebody to eat and hate to give it to them. It's still corrupt. Something nail it down where you can understand. Get it? Now what? Where was I? Never mind. So when he comes in, 3 wise men.
Right.
That's all. See, according to the pattern, let's back up. See, they had to offer ingredients. I'm not going through all of the politics, but they offer ingredients on the altar of incense. Now, the reason why this altar of incense, it puts up between me, this is Yahweh's abode, according to the pattern, and this burning of flesh out. I don't want to spend it. To say nothing about flesh and blood is not inherent in the kingdom of heaven. Get it now? So since it's on inherent, I don't want to smell it. Got it? So then, this was as a sweet smelling savor in the nostrils of Yahweh. So now, if they're going to work by the pattern, even though this pattern, listen to me, is dissolved and even Solomon's temple is down.
Right.
So what do you mean? See, I got to remember we teach. This temple, a tabernacle, after they took it out of Egypt into Canaan's land, it sat out there for 457 years.
That's right.
You see, after the 457 years, this is what you would read about in Daniel.
That's right.
You see, it comes forth from Daniel and all through him to Artaxerxes to rebuild the kingdom under Messiah. And Artaxerxes was the last one that was a king that gave the command to rebuild and restore the kingdom under the Messiah.
All right.
You follow me? And Daniel come out of one of these tribes back here. You follow me? You see, and the lion was with him. You understand? So when they threw him in the lion's den, the lion delivered him.
All right. Good.
See? Get it now? So they didn't know who they was fooling with. See, you understand? This is one of Yahweh's children. You understand?
Right.
Get it? But let me get back. So the 3 wise men, you see, if the scriptures is true, this is what Yahweh instituted here with Israel. And it was a pattern, as Amali said, and the other young one, it's a pattern you got to follow all the way down. Get down? So here's the altar. Right? When he's born in the world, see where he's at?
All right.
See?
Yes.
He's in the holy place. So then what do they have to take? Frankincense, incense, and go in debt. Right. For Christmas, you understand?
Well, very good.
This is the sweet smelling savor. It's just like when you breathe. This is the spirit that's putting on a body. It's like when you breathe the air in your body against that which is foul. Don't that air make it sweet back in your body again?
Right.
You understand? Which denotes the presence of the Savior in you.
All right. Very good.
Get it now? So the three wise men, now there's something else. The stars, they know the angels. See, just like you see them out there at night. Now we're talking about the mystery of the universe. Why he did it this way? Get it? He didn't say, move it. Oh, baby, your eyes look like the stars in heaven. Oh, my. Oh, I can just see the windows. Hey, that ain't what. Now, that may be the way you feel about one another, but that ain't what he did. You know, he put the stars out there, and us older people remember when we didn't have a lot of electric lights. See, there's some place you can go now. When the stars shine at night, it's almost like daytime. See, which shows that the angel was to minister unto man that was walking in the dark. So those stars would light a man's way. You see, during the time of night, then it was light of the ministering spirit. You see, angels coming down, showing man the mystery of the ways of Yahweh.
That's right.
You see? And one star differs from another. It doesn't. So one angel differs from another. They're all made up of the same substance. And while we're there, if a star falls, you see, you don't call it a star any longer, you call it a meteorite. In other words, it's lost its glory. That gives you some idea of what Lucifer, the glory that Lucifer had, and what he lost when he raised up against Yahweh.
Right.
Nobody wants to carry a meteorite in their house.
That's right.
Oh, look at this pretty meteorite. Can I take it? Nobody wants to be there. What happened? But it was, you see, when you look at it from whence it came, you see, and the glory that it had. You saw? You get it now? Those are the mysteries laid down in the universe. You know, and listen, what we're doing, we're taking one thing and explaining the next. We're not saying, well, I can imagine that the stars, I can just see God wanted some light. No, none of that junk. You see, what did he have in mind when he done that? You know what I mean? He put a sun in the heavens to show you that the sun would be manifested in the earth plane. You get it now? You follow? The moon was a lesser law which reflected the law of Moses. You see, we've seen through the law of Moses as types and shadows that led you to the true light. You see what I mean? Get it now? So those that lived on the law by faith, you understand, was in the resurrection or the greater light. You see? Get it now?
That's right.
So then he moved. So when he was born, you see, now watch. See, now here's how he come down. He's moved from this state, you see, to this state. That's a moving.
All right.
Then he moved from this state into this physical state. Now that is his method or divine operation. Now so then in coming in the world like he came in showing creation, you got me? Then he conceived in Nazareth, but he's got to move.
Right.
See, because he moved from this state to this state. Get it now? So then he's got to move from this state to incorporate. See that? So then he has to be born in Bethlehem and Judea, but you can't stay there. You must go down to Egypt.
That's right.
Get it now? And there's another reason why you must go down to Egypt. Because out of Egypt have I called my son.
All right.
Get it now? So he's fulfilling those that were down in Egypt. You see? That this same Messiah, that's one of the greatest esoteric secrets in the Bible, that Joshua, this man they call Jesus, this is not his first time on the scene. He got there with Moses. He instituted the law. Therefore has the divine right to fulfill it. Which, as Paul says, made him the author and the finisher of our faith.
That's right.
You want to set it up? No one has a divine qualification to take it out.
All right.
And don't you know that many of the apostles and even the the disciples or followers or believers and the apostles were crucified for same such things as that?
That's right. Right.
Yes. That Yahweh was going to take down the law, but I'll be damned.
That's right.
And the same ones didn't believe in it.
That's right. All right.
You see? But once you took down the law of Moses, they had nothing to hold you in.
Yes.
And that's so to this day. Some people talk about live according to the best you can. You don't know what it means.
Right.
And that's not because you're stupid.
No.
Because you're illiterate or unlearned. That doesn't mean that. You have to know it as Paul said, for I know now that the law is spiritual. And you were looking at it physically.
That's right.
You in the physical body, you had no other recourse.
Right.
Let's think of it that way.
That's right.
You understand me? Yes. Yeah, thou shalt not commit adultery. I married my wife like there's nothing running around after no other woman. Because God said thou shalt not commit adultery. But his name is Jehovah. You just committed adultery, man.
Right.
You see, I'm talking about true adultery.
Right.
God is in our church and not yours. You have put him in adultery.
That's right.
You get it now? Thou shalt not murder. Let me tell you how no good Richard Bailey is. Let me tell you, as far as you're concerned, that man ain't worth a damn. Then I just murdered him with my tongue.
That's right. All right.
You get what I mean? He called you to believe the lie. Now he come up to you and say, how does that go to hell? This all gonna come what I told you. And James wrote, said, the tongue of a man was the only thing you couldn't take.
Yes. That's correct.
You know, lie, despite. You know? So what I'm asking, let me get this. What I'm asking, when he come in the world, you see, he's coming in to fulfill all that Moses, the prophet, said. You see? And he gave them the scriptures. Yes, sir? John 5:39. Right?
All right.
You search the scripture.
You search the scriptures. Now look, folks, he would not tell them to search something if they didn't have it to search.
That's
right. Makes sense.
Get it now? Hebrews 1:1 said, Yahweh sunrise died and the light of man spoke to the mouth of the prophet, but has these last days spoken us by his son.
Right.
So when you told them to search the scriptures, they had it.
Yes.
Get it now? This is the truth talking to them.
That's right. That's right.
You see?
That's right.
You understand? You search the scriptures. What are you doing? Search the scriptures.
Yeah.
For in them you think. No, in things in the scripture, you think by you doing it, you're going to have eternal life. That's not what it's telling you.
Right.
They are they that testify of me, not you.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why? Why wouldn't it testify of me and you? You weren't back there to declare the end from the beginning. How would you know?
All right. Oh, boy.
You get it now? You follow? If you were not back there in that pure spirit state, and you would know what I'm talking about here.
Right.
In that pure spirit state to declare a purpose, then how would he hold you accountable for fulfilling it?
Very good.
It goes like this. When Adam was born, the creation was finished. All he had to do was enjoy it.
That's right.
Just sit down, Jim, and enjoy it. You know? Eat. Then I say, oh, I made this man. What I do with him? He got a belly on him. Oh, the fruit ain't right. Don't do that. Well, he just enjoy the fruit. Now, when Messiah come in, that was the work he was going to do. Look, he's working his head. Did it now? And this same spirit is in this body working this same purpose on earth as he did it in heaven. All you have to do is come in and sit down and learn how I did it. Don't go do nothing.
That's right.
You understand? Just sit down and let me explain you what I did. Now, once I explain you how I did it, will you now believe that I am He in you? Will you believe that now? It's something else.
Right.
We talk about it, but we don't have the slightest idea what that's right. Come back in a body. Time after time. Not a sacrificial body.
No.
See? But a body that's risen from the dead. how he did it. Huh? Now, if you believe I did it, now let me show you some of the more proof. So, we see how he's coming down by the path. You see that now? See, and Egypt, and he can't come back out. See this altar here? Right. That means something got to die.
Right.
You see? Something has to die before you move from it. Let me show you this way. Something has to die before you go to the labor.
Right.
Why? Because you got to kill